Welcome to time series forecasting. In this video, I'm going to talk about what can be forecasted and what can't be forecasted. No forecasting is required in many situations. You may want to forecast future demand for your products. You may be interested in forecasting electricity demand in an area, and you may be interested in forecasting stock prices. In all these examples, the predictability of all these events depends on many factors. And I'm going to talk about three factors in particular. Based on these three factors, we'll analyze whether something can be forecasted or not. And I'm going to provide you example of each of these scenarios so that you understand what can be forecasted and what can't be forecasted. Now, you may be interested in forecasting stock prices next day, or you may be interested in forecasting something next year. And we will look at different examples, and we'll see that forecasting something next day may be a little bit easier as compared with forecasting something next year, because it is easier to understand the factors. Those may be affecting our event of interest next day rather than the factors those will be affecting the same event a year from now. Those factors may change. So let's talk about three factors that affect our ability to predict any event. The first factor is our understanding about the factors affecting that event. For example, we may want to forecast electricity demand in an area. The first question we need to ask is how well we understand the factors affecting electricity demand in an area. So electricity demand, it may depends on temperature, day of the week, whether a weekend or not, because we expect that during the weekends people stay home and consume more electricity, so electricity demand may be higher during the weekend. There may be other factors, those may be affecting electricity demand. So do we understand what factors affect electricity demand? And the answer is yes, we do understand. The answer to first question is yes, we understand the factors affecting electricity demand. The next factor affecting our predictability of electricity demand is how much data do we have about all of these variables. Do we know the temperature? Do we know whether it's a weekend or not? Or do we have data about all of these factors? Those are affecting electricity demand. So we need to ask this question, do we have data? And the answer may be yes, if we may have a lot of data about these factors. And the third question we need to ask is whether the forecast can affect our forecast. This effect is called self-fulfilling prophecy. For example, you may forecast that stock price of any particular firm is going to go up. And this news travel in the market, and everybody starts to believe that actually the stock price of that firm is going to go up, and people will start buying stocks of that firm. The stock price will actually go up because of this higher demand. In this case, your forecast is affecting your forecast, and this thing is called self-fulfilling prophecy. So whether your forecast for electricity demand will affect electricity demand in itself. In other words, if you forecast that electricity demand will be higher, whether people will consume less or more electricity based on this forecast. Probably the answer is no. So we see that we have, in the case of electricity demand, we understand the contributing factors, we have plenty of data, and our forecast will not affect our forecasted values. So in this case, electricity demand could be forecasted pretty accurately. The next example is exchange rate, for example, between euros and dollars. We need to ask the same questions. Do we understand what factors affect the exchange rate? Probably the answer is no, we do not understand what determines exchange rate. So do we have data? Yes, we have plenty of data. And then whether our forecasts can affect forecasted values. The answer is yes. If you predict that exchange rate is going to go up, people will actually start buying that currency, and exchange rate will go up as well. So seems like in this case, our forecast may not be very accurate. Although we have plenty of data, nevertheless we cannot forecast exchange rate pretty accurately. these are the three factors. Those will affect our ability to forecast. We want answer to first one, yes. We need answer to the second one, yes. And we need answer to the third one, no. So if we understand these three factors, we understand the factors contributing an event, we have plenty of data, and our forecast is not self-fulfilling prophecy, then we can forecast that value. In this course, we're going to deal with different forecasting scenarios, and I'm going to explain very simple models of forecasting, and then we'll move towards more complicated models of forecasting, for example, artificial neural networks. So I hope after understanding these, you have a pretty good idea about what can be forecasted and what can't be forecasted. Similarly, stock prices of any firm, they fall in this same category. We may have plenty of data, but we do not understand what affects stock prices, and also it's a self-fulfilling prophecy event. So probably stock prices cannot be predicted accurately. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.